What about Kamala Harris? Do you think she has an opportunity to come back and try to run again?
I hope she doesn't run again. I don't think she should run again.
Why is that?
She should take a break.
Yeah, I think there's she's a lovely human being. I think there are great ways she can serve. I don't think that the United States is going to elect a woman in my lifetime.
Wow.
It's really a shame.
Yeah, wow.
I don't believe. And also, I think that in order for her to have won last time, and this isn't something I wouldn't have said to her personally, is she needed to take a giant step away from Joe Biden's Middle East policy. His policies in vis-a-vis Israel and Gaza were an abomination, and they were a stain on his presidency. And her association with that is still something that causes her to get protests everywhere she goes. She has to take a giant step away from it. If she ran again, she would have to repudiate Biden on Israel, Gaza. That's the only way she could do it. And she's super loyal. I don't know if she would do that.
What about when when you think about Kamala being thrown in kind of at the last minute to run for, there was this long delay about kind of acknowledging where Joe Biden was health-wise. And for her being thrown in at the last minute, there's some that believe that if there was a little bit more time for her, that she would have had the opportunity to really contend against Donald Trump. But that was...
He never should have run for re-election. He never should have.
But you know what? There was this issue, and it's a little frustrating too, because there were people who were calling it out, and anyone who called out Joe Biden's his health situation was looked at you're turning against the party. So no one could internally or within the party speak out on it without looking like you're being being betrayed or betrayed.
The reality is, I would take Joe Biden's mental acuity versus Donald Trump. It's not even close. If we're not going to talk about Donald Trump seeming to have pre-dementia, I don't even care about Joe. And honestly, I said if he continued to run, I would have, and I deeply opposed Biden's war policies. I thought his policies toward Israel, again, were morally decrepit. I thought that he shamed himself by standing by Bibi Netanyahu no matter what. I was embarrassed by it. I was reluctant to vote for him because of it. But him versus Trump, you're going to tell me Trump seems to be cognitively okay? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Trump went out. I remember he was walking towards the window whenever
he was wandering. Where's he going?
He just went towards the window.
He just went toward the window.
They were like, he was sitting in their little meeting room, and he goes,
just got
"Did
up.
you see that over there? That's beautiful, isn't it?" They were like,
and he started staring out the window.
He just stared out the window. He was just
what are we doing?
He was like, "This is
calling
beautiful. This is fantastic. I can't believe it."
Biden just gave a speech last week. He seemed fine to me. Biden was off and on. They're old. They're both old people.
It should be younger.
It should be younger.
They gotta go young. This is too much.
It's too much.
I'm saying it should
agree.
be much younger. You should be able to run as a young president.
It would have been interesting to see if there was an acknowledgement early what Kamala could have done. Because it was I think there was a great window right there to be able to see.
I thought she won after Elon kind of manipulated.
I'm starting to wonder about that too.
They say they think she won.
I'm starting to worry about it.
Of course, Elon, I just want to, you have to understand that technology is, what's very important is that they think that the technology is going to destroy the life. I don't think so. Because when we get to Mars,
Sir, did you just have a glitch?
there's a glitch in the matrix. And what I want to do is, I'm definitely going to, I'm going to fix the matrix because, so I'm going to fix the matrix. And I just think that's going to be a much better world.
So accurate.
It has to be a better world.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be
It's definitely a different world. It's definitely a different world nowadays.
Man, I'm this is the guy.
Oh no, Peter Thiel is worse. Peter Thiel is more incoherent than they're all incoherent. If you listen to them, if you listen to Larry Ellison talk, you're like, oh my God, that's who controls the world.
What do you think? What are your thoughts about the billionaires and their acquisitions of all of this media?
These are
and
all
the way
a
they
bunch
controls
of nerds, cognitively declining weirdos
that didn't get no ass in high school.
Come on.
Didn't go to the prom. They was punks. They was nerd. They were cornballs, and then they got money. And you take that and that socially inept with money.
But here's the thing: as a high school nerd, this isn't people who didn't go to the prom. These are the people who used to take a nap in their locker and who used to worry might come to school armed. They were so weird that people were slightly afraid of them. Like, these are people who weren't just like regular nerds. These aren't like normal nerds.
No, normal nerds,
These
right.
are people who were like so out there that you were a little concerned about them. You know what I mean? Like, these people are oddities.
Why do you think they're getting to the space of, like, especially with coming to owning like these media companies? Why do you think they're in this space?
Because now what they can do with these media companies, I mean, let's just take Meta, for instance. Let's just take Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Zuckerberg and the Winklevoss twins. They were a bunch of geeks who went to Harvard and created a thing to rate girls. Because they couldn't get girls. That's all Facebook was. We had a thing called the freshman Facebook at Harvard, and it was a paper Facebook they would go through, and the freshman boys would go through and mark and give women ratings.
Right.
These were boys who had probably never touched a human woman.
Right.
Okay.
Right,
They would never,
right.
and probably never would. Okay.
Right.
They had maybe a blow-up doll is the closest they would ever get to a woman.
In fact.
To a woman's vagina.
Fact.
And so they were here, and they were using the Facebook to be like, let's rate these girls. They were like Beavis and Butthead. And then three of the Beavis and Butthead, Butthead and Buttheader, they created Facebook, and they just digitized the freshman Facebook, and all they did it for initially was to rate women, to basically be like on the hotness scale. First of all, on the hotness scale, they were like a -10.
Right.
And so that's the kind of men who now run the country. People who are mad at women, who hate women, who feel like women need to shut the hell up, make them a sandwich, marry them, and shut up. They hate men like you all. They don't like alpha men. They think men who get women, who women like, who are popular, they hate them. And so now they've created a matrix, a world in which they are supreme, in which they can use other humans like toys. And they probably dreamed of doing in high school. They probably dreamed,
course
I'm
they
gonna
did.
use everyone like a toy.
But the world has the characteristic of a nerd now. Like, even going out is a little, everything's kind of, it's like it's their personality.
It's their personality.
Everything's controlled, socially inept.
Yep.
You know, even like socializing is a little
It's off.
cold. It's the way they wanted it because
Yes.
it was their life.
That's right.
Now the world is them. Because I think they need to show a picture of the earth with glasses and buck teeth.
Pretty much. Because they are now like, and you can't say no to me now. Because I can see you through your glasses. You hear about this new thing that Facebook Meta glasses, people can surveil you through them. They can watch women on the toilet now. They can watch you in the shower. They're living their dream.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're looking through the phones. And so they're living their dream of being able to control other people and surveil them.
You know what's crazy? Because I have the Meta glasses, and I've struggled using it because I'm like, what am I? It's weird. Like, the only time I found use for the Meta glasses is like when I'm at my kids' games or something like that, because it's hard to, like, I just want to watch with my eyes and just not having to be messing with the phone. But in other uses, it feels intrusive. You're walking around with it, like trying to find a moment to use it, and you're just saying
It's surveilling you.
Yeah.
And it works really well too, those guys.
I mean, for me, the only purpose that I use it for is so I can be present when I'm watching my kids' game, and I can just record like the little bits. Oh, okay, I watched that and I saw it, when they're playing. But outside of that, it just feels weird. So I don't use it as outside of filming my kids' game. But to hear that, I'm like, it wouldn't surprise me. But the other part that is really like frustrating to me is that the media, especially in social media, is like very controlling of the way we think, way we behave. And I keep talking about it, but this damn algorithm is scary.